And can you provide more details and the names of the PRC citizens released by the U.S. in exchange for the release of 3 Americans wrongfully detained in China last week? And have they returned to China?
Have they returned to China? No, look, I cannot, I'm not going to speak to that publicly. Obviously, anyone who has been released has the wherewithal to speak publicly for themselves. I will say that this is something that this administration has really put a lot of focus and a lot of effort into. We have now secured the release of more than 50 wrongfully detained and unjustly detained Americans held around the world. I can tell you that in every meeting Secretary Blinken had with his Chinese counterparts, he raised the cases of Americans who were wrongfully detained in China and pressed for their release. And we were determined to get them released before this administration left office. And we have been able to accomplish that. And now there are no wrongfully detained Americans in China. And we will continue to work to secure the release of any wrongfully detained Americans anywhere in the world.
And last one, would it be fair to say that China's travel advisory could return to level 3 if the arbitrary detention or exit bans persist?
Of course. I mean, when it comes to determining our travel advisories, we look at the behavior of the countries. And China's travel advisory had gone from a level 2 to a level 3 because we had seen them wrongfully detaining Americans. And that's one of the indicators that you look at to determine what the appropriate level ought to be for any country is whether they are wrongfully detaining Americans. China was, and so they were moved up to a level 3. They are no longer wrongfully detaining Americans, so they've moved back down to a level 2, but it's true for China as it is true for any country in the world, that if they are wrongfully detaining our citizens, we will work to get them back. And of course, it will have an impact on the travel advisories that we issue from the State Department.